Good morning, Collective and Soul Tribe. It is 9:01 a.m. Today's Tuesday, April the 21st. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, okay? Now, I'm just going to get started. This is going to be a tarot message for you guys, so please take what resonates with you. If it doesn't, don't force it, okay? You guys know the drill. All right, anybody who's new to my channel, welcome, okay? And anybody who has been following me for quite some time, you know what's up, guys. Okay, you guys are where you need to be. All right. Okay, guys, so let's jump into it. Let's see what you need to know. All right, guys, like I said, it is the 21st today, so we are in Taurus season, so let's see what you might need to know. All right, so Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time? What do they need to know for April 21st? What clarity and understanding can you give them at this time whenever they see this message or video? And even if it's not me that's giving them the messages, still allow them to receive some type of clarity, whether it's from other tarot readers or just from their higher self, okay, Spirit? But always protect and guide the collective no matter where they are in this journey, and always allow them to have the freedom to choose what makes them happy. Okay, so let's see what you guys need to know for today. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective today for April 21st? What do they need to know for April 21st? Thank you. So this energy for some of you guys is, maybe some of you guys may feel like this, but there is something about you standing up for what you truly believe in. 7 of Wands energy, okay? Now, for some of you guys, you could be in this defensive energy, but it's not defensive in a way where it's a negative defensiveness. For some of you, there is a reason for your defensiveness for some of you guys, okay? If you guys have gone through certain situations with people, places, and things where, people try to make you feel uncomfortable, or people try to make you feel like you don't belong, whatever the situation is, right? There's something about you always being able to protect your own territory, okay? Defend yourself with or without people, whether people believe you or not. You are willing to stand up for what you truly believe in and what you truly desire, okay? 7th house for some of you, this is about close and personal partnerships. This could be romantic. This could be business, okay? But there is something about you when it comes to equality. You fight for justice. You fight for equality, okay, guys? Even, there's something about even, like, when you stand up for yourself and your beliefs, even if people don't agree with it in that moment, it's almost like as time goes by or time passes, people start to see the truth for what it is. And unfortunately, it's too late because maybe you're gone out of that energy, or the universe, I like to say the universe plucked you out of that energy because it's not meant for you to be there and it does not serve you, right? So take what resonates with this, right? There is something about this energy where maybe you feel like you're very resilient at this time. And also, regardless of the challenges that you may be facing, regardless of everything that you guys have, going on in your life, whether this is, externally or internally, whatever it is, you guys are learning that when you stand your ground and you defend your position, it benefits you in the long run. Not everybody may agree why you're doing the things that you do, but you understand why you're doing what you're doing, okay? So something to do with taking action, Mars and Leo energy. Now, this could be also when it comes to like leadership, right? You guys could be also very playful, but just because you are playful doesn't mean that you're not aware, doesn't mean that you're not smart enough to see things for what it is. And that is also significant for some of you guys, right? Maybe some of you guys have been in situations where you had to stand up for yourself or, fight for your beliefs, right? So take what resonates in that sense. But there is something about taking action and also energy. So your energy could have your boundaries up right now too. I noticed that yesterday's message was the same thing. There's something about your boundaries being up right now, okay? We also have here the devil energy. So there's something about releasing unhealthy attachments, releasing chains, breaking chains. Like I said, standing up for what you believe in and protecting your territory, okay? This is also talking about you releasing any unhealthy and like anything. If this is a group of people, if this is an environment, if this is a, say you guys have a sweet tooth, right? So even that too, it may not even be about money, right? Some things that are unhealthy for us, these are attachments that we could be releasing. So for some of you guys with this energy, there is this energy where you guys are learning that materialism and control is maybe not your thing, right? You do not care to be in control in that sense. You have people out there who they want to be an authority. And it's kind of funny to see too, because the people who want to be an authority sometimes lack certain emotional intelligence, right? And the people who don't want to be an authority are usually the ones that have emotional intelligence and are actually pretty good at being in control of situations, right? So take what resonates with that. For some of you guys with the number 15, like an angel number, right? This talks about you healing relationships, and this is why some of you guys are releasing yourself from anything that's unhealthy. So this could be family, this could be friends, this could be your eating habits, your living habits, your financial habits. You know what I mean, guys? Like everybody has a different reason behind what they're trying to release and what they're trying to change. And that could be significant. Okay, 1 in 5 equals 6. Okay, so 6th house could be significant when it comes to your health and wellness. Some of you guys are changing up your daily routines. This could be your work habits as well, showing up when it comes to being very organized and how you service other people. That is very significant. Even when it comes to the number 6, 6 talks about love, family, and nurturing. So there's something that you do when it comes to giving and receiving. You may move with a heart-centered type of leadership versus how other people may move with a more logical type of leadership. Okay, guys? We have here 6 of Pentacles, okay? For some of you guys are very generous. Okay, there's something about, like I said, giving with the, okay. So, funny I said 6, and look what shows up, okay? Moon in Taurus energy. We are in Taurus season as well. So, yeah, you guys are releasing and letting go. Giving and receiving is very significant, and I just mentioned that with the number 15. Okay, so this is definitely confirmation, right? You guys are grateful for your abundances. You guys are very grateful for, just being able to be abundant and to give genuinely to other people. This doesn't have to be about money only. Sometimes just stopping and listening to somebody, or just stopping and, talking to somebody would make a difference in somebody's day. Now, I understand having discernment. I understand, being aware of energy, but you can sense and tell when your energy is needed for certain situations, okay? So that is also confirmation as well. For example, yesterday I had to go somewhere, right? And there was an elderly lady that was there. She was West Indian too, so, community, okay, guys? So she was there, and she was just struggling, right, to get her jacket on and, stuff like that. And she kind of looked at this guy and said, hey, can you help me put my jacket on? And he's like, sure, no problem. You know what I mean? Things like that. Don't get me wrong. There are people out there that are miserable, okay? There's some people, it doesn't matter what age you are, there are miserable people in different age groups, different ethnic groups, different, everything, okay? But the thing is, you can tell when someone is genuine, and you can tell when someone needs your help, and you will go out your way and help them. When they don't need your help, you will pick up on that energy. So there's something about you being very aware, and not just aware of how generous you are, but who you give your generosity to, basically. Okay, and that could be something that some of you guys are learning to do as well, and not being, ashamed of that, right? It's almost like not everybody deserves your energy, and you're aware of that, right? And some of you guys are moving with those intentions where if it feels like you're called to do something, you'll do it. But, if it doesn't feel like it's necessary, you're not going to go out your way to do it, all right? So take what resonates with that. You guys are showing up as very grateful, you know, for the opportunities, you know, the generosity, the charities that are happening in your life, okay? Queen of Swords energy. Some of you guys are very honest, okay? You're fair. When it comes to constructive criticism, there's something about you being able to communicate with clarity and wisdom. So even if you do not have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius placements, especially right now, angel number 911 just showed up because it's 9:11 a.m. So there's something that's inevitable, okay, when it comes to you and your communication, right? So if you were somebody who you felt like you were always giving but never receiving, that is also significant, where you could be very balanced when it comes to the support that you receive or the support that you want, right? And so for some of you guys are very clear when it comes to communication. You have very good clarity and wisdom. Now, for some of you guys, when it comes to authority and leadership, some of you guys could be stepping into that, but there is something about you having a very sharp mind and a very clear understanding about the world, how the world works, people around you, people's emotions, people's behaviors, okay? Some of you guys could be into psychology. Okay, you may be into psychology. You might like, you know, working on things like the brain and how the brain works and REM sleep and, you know, all that stuff. So there's something about that energy too. With the number 13, 1 and 3 equals 4. Fourth house talks about, you know, family, roots. Okay, this could be about mother energy, okay, guardian energy, femininity, right? But when it comes to your emotions, you are very clear about what you feel, how you feel, okay? And you may be dealing with somebody who tries to be fair as well. So say this is not your energy, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but say there is someone in your energy who is trying to be fair, okay, in a situation. No offense, okay, but this may resonate for some of you, it may not. When somebody does you wrong, okay, and I said this in my message yesterday, when someone does you wrong and you see the pattern and you know what the pattern is, it doesn't matter how much that person wants to change because you are aware of their patterns. When you are dealing with other people who don't want to see people's patterns for what it is, but you are aware of that person's patterns, and it's not to say that you're perfect. Heck, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. But you are aware that you wouldn't do certain things to people, you know, the way that they do it to you. You treat people the way that you want to be treated. So if you're loving and kind consistently, you will show up loving and kind. But then you have some energies where it's like they're trying to teeter-totter, right? And I know that for some placements, for example, Libra placements love balance, they love harmony, but at what cost and what extent? Right? It's almost like sometimes it's like there's like a shadow of forgetting that maybe that person feels the way that they feel, and sometimes it's okay to understand that and move forward. You cannot force everybody to be kumbaya. Not everybody's energies are meant to be with one another, okay? And even that too, I think in my reading yesterday too, with the heart messages, there was something about refusing to see when it comes to partnerships. It's like there are people in your energy who are refusing to see that you are aware, okay, of the objectives that are happening in your energy. And so because of this is, you know, maybe it's causing conflict, but you are somebody that communicates very clearly. You set your boundaries very clear. And, you know, if people cannot respect your boundaries and your peace, then that's on them. You know, that is why a lot of times people go no contact. That is why a lot of people, you know, close out family connections and friendships, because people just don't want to understand that some people just don't want to be in this energy, you know, of having to defend themselves all the time and having the attachment of, you know, being chained or stuck, right? So yeah, we have Two of Wands energy. You guys are looking ahead, like I said, taking risks when it comes to leaving comfort. Some of you guys are planning when it comes to making a decision. You may have your Mars in Aries, but there is something about, like I said, partnership, okay, making a plan to leave or move forward or move away. Because again, like I said, you are somebody, whether you have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, it doesn't matter. You're aware of your energy. You're aware of how energy works and also how karma works, right? So even when it comes to people, you will say your piece, you will speak up and say how you feel, but then you will remove yourself from that energy. It's like people complaining all the time, like, oh, this and oh, that. But then the moment you remove yourself from that energy, it's, oh, where's the collective? And why doesn't the collective, like that kind of energy. And you're just like, brother, ugh. You're confusing. And me personally, I don't like confusing people. It's either you like me or you don't like me. Like, there's no in between, you know what I mean? And so you guys could be dealing with people like that, where people will like to teeter-tot back and forth, or they would like to go to one person and say, well, I understand how you feel, but then go to the other person, I understand how you feel. It's like that one person that wants to be friends with everybody. And you know the saying, a friend to all is a friend to none, okay? Just because somebody has a group of friends and a whole bag of friends doesn't mean that they're trustworthy, okay? Somebody who doesn't have a lot of friends can be a little bit more trustworthy than someone who has a whole bag of friends, because that is a lot of drama, that is a lot of chaos, that is a lot of energy, okay? Not everybody wants to have, a whole slew of friends, right? So some of you guys are introverted or maybe amnivert, you like to be alone, okay? Not to say that you don't like going out places, but your energy gets drained very quickly, and that is why you guys are ready to take on this new step, okay? We have the star. You are the star. Okay. I was going to also mention with the number 13 as well. You guys are going through some type of rebirth as well, and some type of change. And it's funny how the star came out as well too. And 4 talks about stability. So there's something about you moving forward. 17 as well, when it comes to you being able to manifest what it is that you want. Okay. Having spiritual leadership is significant, but 8 also talks about you stepping into your power. 8 also talks about death and transformations. Okay. You guys are healing. Right? When it comes to your crown chakra, you guys are healing. There's something about creativity and originality. Okay, so take what resonates with that too. Let me see if I can get another card. And I like how these cards are saying yes, like it's a big yes, right? So whatever you guys are doing, there's something about January and February. Maybe you guys invested in yourself a lot, or there's something to do with growth, but whatever this is, it's showing up in your energy, okay? We have 4 of Cups energy. So some of you guys, like I said, 4 could be very significant when it comes to stability. Moon and Cancer energy too could be significant, but you were in this energy where you are opening up yourself to new opportunities. And there's something about being very selective of the opportunities that you guys are receiving. So people could be trying to give their cup to you, and you're just like, I don't want it. Get it out of here. I can sense it. I don't want it. And people could be upset about that too, right? When you're dealing with people's energies, when they're used to manipulating, or they're used to getting their way, or doing whatever they want, saying what they want, using money or bribing people, or, making people fearful. When you have people that are in this energy while you're the star and you're just in your own little energy, like you're in your own little bubble, right? And there's something about receiving some type of clarity. Like even if, you've accepted a situation, you're very aware when it comes to choosing happiness. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to this cup. It's like you could have people trying to give their cup to you, but because this is an energy that you're aware, especially with pattern recognition, you don't want that cup. Okay, guys, you don't want that cup. Yeah, King of Cups, guys. You don't want that cup because you got your own cup. Okay, you don't have time for this, all right? And I did mention something about emotional intelligence, right? You guys are very wise. You're balanced when it comes to your head and your heart. And some of you guys could be advisors. You guys could be, like into psychology, like I said. Some of you guys could be, into emotional balance and control when it comes to your emotions and how you feel, how you navigate around yourself and other people, but also being able to have grace and wisdom in situations, learning from that, growing from that, right? Take what resonates in that sense too. But you guys are moving forward in this energy, okay? Scorpio energy, the number 14, like I said, when it comes to, foundations and shifts, okay? Redefining what stability means for you and having a subconscious change about that, and also having an adaptability when it comes to growth, right? 1 and 4 equals 5. So this talks about change, right? For some of you guys, fifth house could be very significant. This could be about what you're building. This could be about something new that you're growing, whether this is a business, a new project, a creative idea. But self-expression is key here. Some of you guys are able to self-express or find joy, right, when it comes to this. And even when it comes to drama, you are releasing drama from your energy. If people are still stuck on your energy, meaning like you've moved on, you don't ask about this energy, you don't talk about this energy, you don't bring it up, but for some reason other people feel like it's okay to bring up the other party's energy around you. For some of you, there's something about you putting your foot down and saying like enough is enough. So there's a reason why your energy is shifting at this time for some of you guys too, where you guys are moving towards peace, right? More peace, more comfort in that sense, right? Yeah, so King of Swords energy, right? There's something about, like I said, receiving justice. Okay, 1414 is very significant. Okay, you guys are receiving justice at this time because you guys made a decision with logic and reason, okay? And somebody in your energy, whether they want to understand it or not, you have high standards for yourself. Like, people that claim to have high standards, right? And it doesn't even matter about the placement. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be significant, but even so, you have high standards for yourself. You know this. And you could have people around you, right, who claim to have high standards, right? And they allow certain things in the energy, or they stay. And you are somebody, for example, right? This is going to be very touchy for certain people. If you are dealing with somebody who's verbally abusive, right? You see this. You could be seeing this with someone else's energy, like, you know, the way that they communicate, the way that, you know, jealousy, you know, and it's only one-sided, okay? You can tell one party loves the other party, but it's just one-sided where one person is assuming a lot of negative things about their partner, right? You could be dealing with that where you can see things. You're the King of Cups and also the King of Swords, okay? You can see this, and Queen of Swords energy, like you can see all of this. And you're thinking to yourself, especially when it comes to like family or parents, some of you may understand this too. You may realize that a lot of family and friends will tell you how to live your life and what to do, but then you look at them and see what they go through and what they put up with, and you're looking at them like, how are you going to give me advice when you're staying in a situation that's unhealthy? That is the example that I'm getting at. It's almost like someone can see a situation for what it is, but then someone else will be so concerned and worried about what you're doing, but they don't realize that you're unhappy. Why are you worried about my happiness? I'm going with the flow with the universe, but you're unhappy with your situation. But then you're projecting your insecurities onto me because of your, you know, situation too, right? So some of you guys could have released, okay, when it comes to this, you're receiving justice because, like I said, you released, okay, you let go of the past, right? And you embrace this new beginning. 1010 is very significant. You guys went through some type of transformation, okay? If people in the past betrayed you, okay, gave you exhaustion, okay, made you felt, you know, bittersweet, okay, maybe felt like it was a dead end, whatever this energy is, you guys are releasing and letting this go, okay? And this is Sun and Gemini energy for some of you guys, okay? This is about, you know, 1010, feeling whole, completed. I'm going to get one more to end out the reading. But you guys are releasing any of this energy. Whatever was going on in the past, you're releasing that because you realize that it doesn't serve you. Yeah. Okay, guys, yeah, literally. Page of Pentacles energy, 1111, okay? New career, new job, new love interests, okay? New things, new education, new, okay? Everything is new, fresh, okay? Again, I said 1111, 111 is significant. Clarity, breakthrough, okay? Being able to focus on what really matters to you, right? So I'm going to end it here, okay? We have Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is a new opportunity. The Fool, okay? New beginnings, like I said, taking adventures, not caring what other people feel or think, okay? You are moving towards your happiness and what makes you happy. If you love being an art student, be an art student. If you love writing music, write that music. If you love singing, sing that song, okay? Doing what makes you happy. And you know what? you know what, collective and soul tribe, there are miserable people out there, but you just have to ignore them, okay? A lot of times when you are a unicorn or you're mystical or whimsy or whatever the case is, you're going to have people in your energy who are just miserable because it's almost like they never got the chance to do what they wanted to do as a kid or as a young adult. And so it's almost like they feel like they can't. And I said this in my message yesterday. Who cares how old you are when you do things? I've seen 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds do more than me, okay? And I'm younger, okay? So imagine, right? Age has no limit when it comes to your happiness and what makes you feel fulfilled, all right, guys? So I'm going to end it here. Please take what resonates with you whenever you see this. And again, thank you guys for the love and support. As always, I appreciate you guys, you know, every single day. All right, guys. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. My website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can book a reading, or you guys can check out my blog, or if you want to be nosy, you guys can just take a look-see on my website. All right, guys. But there's a lot of blogs that I posted in the past. You guys can check that out too if you're not really into Taurus season or anything like that. But there are some things that I've posted. And I did mention that I'm going to post another blog for you guys when it comes to, you know, connecting with the body and all that stuff. So look out for that as well. But yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. Love you guys and have a wonderful Tuesday. All right. Bye, guys.